Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cozy English. Today, we have a really interesting question to discuss, one that affects millions of people every single day. The question is, should public transport be free? Imagine a world where you could just hop on a bus, a train, or a tram without ever needing a ticket or a pass. It sounds amazing, right? But is it a realistic dream or complicated challenge? Let's explore the pros and the cons of this big idea together. So let's start with the good stuff. What are the benefits of making public transport free for everyone? The most obvious advantage is for our wallets. Think about how much money you spend on transport each month. For many people, especially students, low-income workers, and families, this cost can be a real burden. Free transport would mean more money in their pockets for other important things like food, housing, or education. This could significantly reduce poverty and improve the quality of life for a lot of people. It's about making our cities fairer and more accessible for everyone, regardless of how much money they have. Another huge benefit is for our environment. We all know that climate change is a serious problem, and a big part of that problem comes from the pollution from cars. If public transport were free, more people would likely leave their cars at home. Fewer cars on the road means less traffic, which is something we'd all love, right? Less traffic congestion means quicker journeys for everyone. More importantly, fewer cars mean less air pollution and lower carbon emissions. This would make our cities cleaner, our air healthier to breathe, and would be a massive step towards fighting climate change. It's a win for our health and a win for the planet. Free public transport could also change our cities for the better. When people can move around easily without cost, it connects communities. People might be more willing to explore different parts of their city, visit friends and family who live far away, or apply for jobs that were previously too expensive to travel to. This could boost local economies as people shop and eat out in different neighborhoods. It can also make a city feel more united and vibrant. Public spaces become more alive when everyone has the freedom to access them. It promotes a sense of community and social inclusion. Now, all of that sounds fantastic, but we have to be realistic and look at the other side of the coin. What are the challenges or the downsides? The biggest question is, of course, money. Running a public transport system is incredibly expensive. We're talking about buying and maintaining buses and trains, paying salaries for drivers, mechanics, and other staff, and keeping stations clean and safe. If passengers aren't paying fares, where does all that money come from? The most likely answer is from taxes. This means that everyone, even people who never use public transport, would have to contribute through higher taxes. This could be a very unpopular idea for many taxpayers. Another major concern is overcrowding. If the service is free, demand will almost certainly skyrocket. Can our current systems handle a huge increase in passengers? We might see buses and trains that are uncomfortably packed, especially during rush hour. This could lead to a less pleasant travel experience, with long waits and a lack of personal space. To manage this, cities would need to invest a huge amount of money in buying more vehicles and running more frequent services. This brings us back to the funding problem. Without careful planning, a free system could become a victim of its own success, leading to chaos and frustration. Then there's the issue of quality and maintenance. When something is free, sometimes people don't value it as much. There are worries that free public transport could lead to an increase in vandalism and antisocial behavior on buses and trains. Keeping the vehicles and stations clean and safe would become an even bigger challenge. Furthermore, with the financial pressure of running a free service, there's a risk that governments might cut corners. This could mean less money for regular maintenance, updates, and improvements. A poorly maintained, unreliable, or unsafe transport system is not what anyone wants, even if it is free. So where do we go from here? The idea of free public transport is powerful and has some truly wonderful potential benefits for society, the economy, and the environment. But the practical challenges, especially the financial ones, are very real and cannot be ignored. Perhaps the answer isn't a simple yes or no. Maybe there's a middle ground. Some cities are already experimenting with different models. For example, some offer free transport for specific groups, like senior citizens, students, or unemployed individuals. Others have introduced fare-free zones in their city centers to reduce congestion. Another popular idea is a low-cost, flat-fare system, making transport very affordable without being completely free. These hybrid approaches try to capture some of the benefits, like increased ridership and social equity, while still generating some revenue to help cover the cost. This might be a more practical and sustainable way to move forward. What do you think? Is free public transport a brilliant idea whose time has come, or is it an unrealistic fantasy? Would you be willing to pay higher taxes to make it happen in your city? Have you ever experienced a free or low-cost transport system? I would love to hear your thoughts and experiences on this topic. Please share your opinions in the comments section below. Let's continue this important conversation. Thank you so much for watching and for joining me here at Cozy English. I hope you found this topic interesting and that it gave you some new vocabulary and ideas to think about. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more discussions like this. See you in the next one. Bye for now.